Okay, so this one is really important. Up until now, I haven't given you any recommendations on what file type you should be using in your Miro boards. Obviously, when you buy canvas, you get SVGs, which are editable, which means you can change the colors. You can, when you scale them up and down, they don't lose their resolution. And then there's also PNGs. I didn't give any recommendations because Miro's performance has gotten better and better and better over the years. And through my own experience, using SVGs hasn't had a problem. However, with this new collection, there are a few things that do cause problems with performance. And for that reason, I say start as we mean to go on, use PNGs. Otherwise, you might end up finding that performance is really affected and you have to go and replace all of those assets anyway if you started off with SVGs. So there are two ways to do this. The first one is the easiest one for you with one of the tools. You know, we're going to change the file type that drags out if you use Icon Jar or Nucleo. The second option I'm going to show you is actually the best option, but I don't think it's the best for your workflow. And I don't think there's too huge of a difference in either of the recommendations. So let me show you the easy one first. I'm going to show you for Icon Jar. So in Icon Jar, normally you are dragging out from the center here, and it's going on the board, unless of course you have changed colors. And when you change colors, let's just do a quick example. We want a red road for some reason. When you change colors, you have to drag it out from that right side. Well, now, if you're going to use PNGs, you always have to change it from the right side, because over here, we're going to change it to PNG. And then every time we drag out from there, whether we've colored it or not, we want to be dragging from this tile here, because otherwise, if we do it from here, we're going to be pulling in the original. And it's particularly the rows because they're very big. If I take, like, for example, one of the biggest sizes over here, and if I just use my, see, this is 3000, and I need that to have ratio so that, the default sizes for sticky notes and stuff, they're not mismatched. But it is a large image, and even though the file size is lower, it will cause problems for Miro along the road. So I've found, especially because we get excited and we add a lot of elements in. For Nucleo, it is a little bit different. We come in here and we go to press settings and we change, we've got drag out icon as, and currently it's SVG, but you would change it to PNG and then you're going to be fine too. The second way of doing it that is better and is the way that I will be using it, but it does just require feeling a little bit confident or doing maybe it's just not so visual, is of course in the canvas set you have the PNGs and the SVGs. So if I'm going to create some roads, rather than using Icon Jar, I will come into the isometric folder in here and I will just drag over all of those assets so that I know what I have, I can just start using them, and I can delete what I don't use in the end. And the reason this is better is because they're going to be considerably optimized, more optimized than it would if you're dragging out from Icon Jar and Nucleo. Therefore, you're just saving bandwidth, and it's worth it to keep a clean board. But not everybody's a Miro board designer. Not everybody, you won't, you will in general be fine. But if you do find you need an extra layer of optimization, then I would use those default assets. You can also do things like, let's imagine you made a couple of elements using Icon Jar, but you now want to change it for these optimized PNGs. You can select one of them and you say replace from board and you take one of the new ones. But yeah, this isn't so good because you are going to have to go and replace whatever it is that you did. So you've got two choices. I think pick one of them, see how it goes. And I hope that you will share some of the worlds that you build because I would love to see them. Thank you and have fun.